Time has come, guys. We're here with Jeff Castine, the Manic Mechanic. Today we're going to start the BRC build on this 2023 Gasgas EC300. This is the baddest production two-stroke available on the market. The EC models come with a headlight, taillight, a street title. They're counterbalanced, fuel-injected, oil-injected two-strokes made for off-road competition. BRC, the engineers up in Canada, have produced this kit for the EC model to accept the 6-speed transmission and retaining all of the new tech. This is a complete kit. It comes with the jug. There's a sandcast set of engine cases here.
Yeah, you can't buy a 500cc two-stroke anymore. So this outfit up in Canada, BRC, has come up with this whole kit here to make your 300 or 500. So yesterday we did a base run on this and it made 41 or 42 horsepower.
The most horsepower was 41.94.
And now, this morning, I'm going to take the engine out of the frame and completely disassemble it and put all these components along with these engine components in these set of cases and make this a 500. And then we're going to re-dyno it and see what we got. We have to send the ECU out, which is under the seat. We're going to send that out one day here this morning and have it remapped for this whole configuration because it won't run on the 300 mapping.
It's like a true works bike, Jeff.
Oh, this is gonna be cat's ass right here, top notch, yeah. I've been working on motorcycles for 46 years. Since 1975 is when I started out. And I've been a 4-stroke guy. I've had a dyno. I've done a lot of performance work in the mini sprint world and racing world, but excited to see what it's gonna do when we're all done.
Hey, that was fast.
Yeah, the engine is out. It only took 40 minutes or so. Now we're going to take the bike off the lift and start tearing this engine apart.
So Jeff and I can't promise any weapons or superheroes or anything like that, can we, Jeff? But hopefully some good content for you guys.
Hey. This is for you to send to California.
Ah, thank you, sir. It's a two-stroke with management. The stock ECU.
It also manages the oil injection system on this bike.
Does it?
You can map the oil injection. They say these bikes virtually don't smoke because they got them so clean and working well.
Right. Guys, Jeff, that dyno run, I've never had a bike sound so clean.
Oh my God, yeah, when I rode this yesterday, I didn't even know I was riding a dirt bike. It was so smooth, it was virtually zero vibration. This thing runs really smooth. All ready to go here. I spent the last hour and a half or so putting all these bearings in these cases. Heating them up, dropping them in. So the cases are ready to go together. I just got to put the tranny and the crank in it. And that's what we're going to do next. I've already got the case sealer on it, ready to go.
Oh, beautiful.
Everything's working out nice. Everything's fitting perfect and going together nice.
Please.
There's that.
Oh, God, it's so hot now. I'm going to have to strip down to my underwear. That's hot.
You got to put the shift forks in their little spot and slide them out of the way before you drop the shift drum down in there. All these things are is puzzles. And if you put them together right, everything goes together and works right. If you don't put them together right, you have problems. See, once everything's in and you can hear them go click, click, they bottomed out and the tranny does that, you know everything's right. That's good. Now, that's about it that goes in there. We can put the cases together now, and then everything else goes from the outside in.
Oh, the beauty of a two-stroke. So, Jeff, where are the timing chains and guides and valve train and the cam shaft?
And the cam and the rockers and all that stuff, yeah.
All that junk.
We don't have none of that stuff.
Fucking delete. Fix the glitch, right, Jeff?
Yeah, little Jackie hair in there. All right. I'm just gonna take one little quick second here and make sure I got everything. Dowel pins are in place. Yeah, she's ready. O-ring. Well, I can put that on after. Okay, now I put all these case bolts in there. This one's nice. I got the case bolts snug down. Transmission's nice and smooth. Crankshaft's nice and smooth. Now I'm going to hand tighten them by hand. Of course there's torque specs and whatnot, but I haven't used a torque wrench in most of my career. I know how to tighten stuff up.
10 Newton meters. 10 Newton meters. That's what those 6mm bolts are.
Oh, too narrow.
So, Lance?
Big day.
Big day. Jackie boy.
He goes nuts over these things.
Day 2. What do we got, Jeff? What's on the menu?
Well, we're gonna finish putting this motor together and whip it back in the frame.
Yeah, Mike, sir. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm just starting to have a look at the piston and rings and cylinder and checking out the deck heights of the piston.
That's a 55. It's a 55, yeah. It's a big one. Yeah, it came on the later KTM, like, yeah. All right. I'll look up, I have two of those.
No need for tools to put in circlips when you got thumbs like these.
What do you got cooking there, Jeff?
Well, we're gonna put some 80,000 solder in here. I'm gonna back the motor up, put the head on, and then you rotate it and measure the solder. They want 50 thousandths between the head and the piston. So we can, if we're too tight, we can loosen it up a little with a thicker base gasket. there's no gasket in there. It just takes an O-ring, but, so I don't need to torque it for the, some head gaskets are made out of a composite material. They want you to torque it, but. You measure all 4 of these and then divide it by 4 and get an average. Because the piston rocks a little bit when you put it under the pressure of the solder there. That's 1.7. 1.7 again. And 1.7.
It's got 68.
Yeah. You would have to mill the bottom of the cylinder to 16. The base gasket is 13. I mean, I can take the base. I've put plenty of motors together with no base gasket. I got the thinnest one that they sent us.
We'll call these guys, Jeff? Or just assemble it without the base gasket? Call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, the BRC guys,
Yeah.
he already told me, he says, with the thinnest gasket, he says, we recommend 50 thousandths. He said, but you're probably not gonna get that, even with the thinnest gasket. And I said, well, what about putting it together with no gasket? I've done it plenty of times, and he's never done that, and he says, well, I wouldn't recommend it, but I've done it with plenty of race motors with success.
What would it take to mill the cylinder down?
Tony could do it probably.
Tony's here.
You gonna sell them to the Russians?
Yeah, like I give a fuck, you know.
So hey, you want to check out what I got?
Yeah, what are you up to today?
Project I got going on.
I was just playing with that landing gear. That thing got so fucked up. What they did in the old days, 90 years ago, they made them. They bent the tubing, then they machined the end of it. I can't do that, so I had to machine the end of it, then get it bent, and it got all fucked up.
You got all fucked up. Oh man.
What a pain in the ass. So I got it pretty well sorted out now.
So I put the cylinder on, bolted it down, soldered it out. We're supposed to have 50,000 squish. We got 68 with the thinnest gasket they sent us, which is 13 thousandths. I put motors together with no base gaskets before. I could have achieved 13 thousandths that way, but we just soon do it the right way. I don't know if you want to take it. You can take it off the top or the bottom, whichever way.
The music off.
Easier for you. If these were stuck in there, you'd have to fucking
Did you ever have trouble putting pistons in the bottom and clipping the rings in a port? Because I had a KTM, you had to put the piston in this way, through the top, and then put the pin in. Because if you put the piston up through the bottom, it would catch a port and crack it.
Serious?
Yeah, and then I just had a guy, I did a cylinder for a little snowmobile, one of them kitty cat things. Yeah. I told him, put the piston down through the top. No, he put it the other way, he clipped the ring.
I've never had that problem.
Never had a problem?
I've had them where you kind of gotta, like, if it's right there or something,
Yeah.
you gotta get in there and just push it in with a screwdriver.
Right.
You gotta sometimes have somebody help you hold the cylinder or whatever.
Yeah, I'd have to take it off the top. Hopefully those aren't in too much, and I can get them. You know?
I grabbed these little suckers with.
Yeah, did you try them?
I can't get them out.
Can't get them. Just get the pins out. Go off whatever he wants, and we'll go about our business.
Making some landing gear for some 1930s airplane.
Yeah, Curtis Wright, biplane.
Yeah.
No, it's been around for 90 years, and people made parts and this, it was a mess. You're supposed to have a sight gauge coming off the fuel tank that's up above, so you can see if there's water in it. You can't have any water in an airplane fuel tank.
Why is that?
If it stalls, you can't start it. You know, you gotta start it with the prop, so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so you're screwed.
You can't pop start it?
No, so this thing didn't have that, and all kinds of stuff wrong on it. It's amusing as hell, right?
Can they fly it over here, Tony, and land on West Main?
Probably, yeah, it's small, it's really tiny, yeah. All right, I'll be back. Yeah, we'll take care of it.
Try to be at least as smooth as that, or even better.
Yeah, I could do it.
Because the goddamn water can leak through them fly cuts. I've seen it happen before.
What else did I see? Oh yeah, Eastwood's does a lot of heads at that auto machine. Yeah, they say if they don't have a real good finish, they will leak coolant.
Tony cut 18 thousandths off the top of the cylinder for us. Did a killer job, man. Thank you. Thank you for pumping that out for us.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, I want to see this thing going. Get this going.
Jeff's gonna put it in the chassis today, right, Jeff? So now that Tony took a little off the top, gave us a haircut, we can run a real base gasket. So thanks again, Tony.
Yeah, anytime.
We got the cylinder back, and now we ended up with 60,000 squish. 58 was the minimum, so we got a 2,000 cushion there.
Cool. All right, Jeff, what do we got cooking right here?
Okay, so we just got the cylinder back from the machine shop. He had to deck the cylinder gasket surface, the top of the head. We ended up, he took 18 thousandths off it, and the company sends 3 different base gaskets. So with the thickest base gasket and 18 off the top, we came up with 60,000 squish, and the minimum is 58. So we got 2,000 cushion there, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna pop the two side covers on is all I got left, the flywheel and the 2 covers, and then we're gonna put the engine back in the frame.
What a beautiful thing that is. Wow.
Yeah, this stuff is nice quality. I haven't had any issues putting this stuff together or having anything fit right. You know, it's all perfect.
Wow.
Use my own. So
New arrival from SB Moto. These guys are great to work with. We shipped it out, what we shipped out Friday?
yeah.
Shipped it out Friday. Today's Wednesday.
ECM.
Yep. So SB Moto does the ECU flashes for the BRC Motorsports kits. Check it out, South Bay Motor Performance. I'll check it out. How cool is that? Hey, thanks guys. South Bay Motor Performance. Those are the guys doing the ECU flashes for the BRC kits. Thanks guys.
Guys, the time is here. BRC 500 Gasgas. What do you got there, sir?
Well, I made 53 horsepower and 42, almost 42
Holy
pounds
shit.
of torque.
Guys, I want to 50, we have 2 maps up there. Can you take off the,
Yeah, we're comparing it to
okay,
you.
yeah, we're comparing this to my 2022 Honda CRF 450, which had 49.57 rear wheel horsepower. This has 53.12 rear wheel horsepower. I want to put that into perspective. That is over about 1 horsepower more than the CR 500, and we did have a Works Edition on here, Honda CR 450 Works Edition on here that my friend John Major owns. That bike put down 52. That's the one with the ported heads and everything, the Honda CR 450. So that put down 52. This has more horsepower, but the proof in the pudding is in the torque. It's got 42.89 foot-pounds of torque, which we did the math, and that's a 20% increase in torque. Oh, wait, no, wait a minute. It's more than that. 42.89?
Yeah.
Guys, we just did the math. 32 divided by 0.75, which is a 25% increase, is 42.6. This has 42.8. That's 25% more torque. That's the force that keeps you moving through the big, deep hills and the sand. That's why people love these 2-strokes for the mud. Not to mention, this motor is very easy to rebuild.
And the guy that The guy that builds these motors was explaining to us this dip here in the graft is when the power valve opens. But on the dyno, that 1,000-pound drum makes that graft do that. But riding the bike,
Yeah, you don't feel it when you're riding
you
it.
don't feel it, and it doesn't do that.
So guys, this is, if you compare this to if Honda made a CR500 today, a two-stroke, and just so you know, this piston, this is the Enduro version, so the chassis, so it has the big tank on it. I'm saying you zoom in here. This piston inside here is actually a Honda part number. The bore and stroke is the same as the CR500. The difference is this one's fuel injected, it's 6-speed, it's counterbalanced, and it's got electric start, and it's in a brand new 2023 chassis. So, and it has oil injection. You can go to 3 tanks of fuel to one tank of gas, so you don't have to mix the oil. So again, fuel injected, counterbalanced, 6-speed, electric start, modern frame, modern chromoly frame with the latest suspension, brakes, and components, and all the parts are available for this because this is 2023 model.
So right now this bike just ran on map 2. These bikes come with 2 different map styles. Underneath the tank there's a plug that goes to the ECU. When the plug is plugged into each other, it's on map 1, which is how it comes from the factory. When you unplug it, it's on map 2, which is
was what we just did, and it picked up 2 horsepower, so it does run better on map 2.
What was the change in map 2, Jeff?
Well, I don't remember if he said map 1 was richer and map 2 is leaner. I don't remember which
I
one
think
he
he
said.
said map 2 is richer.
it
It's
can't-
meant for higher
Well, I can
elevation.
tell by
Yeah,
the fuel there.
which one did it come in again?
It came in map 1.
Oh, map 1,
So
okay.
let's look at the fuel there.
So it has a little bit more fuel,
So
right?
it's
Yep.
definitely leaner down low, and then it dips down, and then it finishes off at like 12.8. So
That's about where you want it, right?
yeah, it's much cleaner and comes on better with this.
I can't wait to ride it with this one. I rode it with the other map. So that's the map. That's the best map for.
Let's leave this one in here. Yeah.
Well, certainly. Awesome. So there you have it, folks. It's been a long time coming, but the proof is in the pudding, and this is putting down some power. Guys, we have a full build video. I know how much you guys enjoyed the XR650 big bore build video where Jeff got a 50% power increase. Well, this bike right here, you know what we should do? Put up the 300 map. We'll show them the difference between a 300 and because this starter life is a 300. Let's show. We're going to show you. We dynoed this as a 300. We're going to show you the increase in horsepower and torque to the 500, and it is a large increase, about 10 horsepower, I think, right?
About 10 horsepower and about 10 torque as well. A little more than 10.
Guys, the proof's in the pudding. 41.94 horsepower on the stock 300. 53.12. Do the math for me on that, will you? Take 41.94 and divide it by 0.75. 41.94 divided by 0.78 is 53.7. We've got about a 22% increase in horsepower, which is pretty remarkable, and a similar increase in torque. Guys, the best part about buying one of these new Gasgas EXC or the XC, or you bought the EC,
Yep.
the Enduro version, or an MC, the motocross version, is you can buy a 250 today, ride the wheels off of it, wear out your top end. You can put a 300 top end on it for a little bit of money, run that for a while, run that one off, and ultimately, when you're ready, you buy the 500 kit, or you go full Monty and all in right off Jump Street. But there's a huge upgrade path and mountains of accessories available for this right out of the KTM KTM group and the Gasgas website. So stay tuned. We're going to rip some houses off, some foundations, you know, this one, and do some smoky burnouts. So we'll have some action videos coming soon. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching, and God bless.
What's the beverage of choice, Jeff?
Well, this is Founder's Porter. It's show them the clock. It's after 5. It's okay.
Wizard was helping.